So financially,
not just financially. You loving somebody that actually is loving you and showing you.
So you're saying that white men show more affection?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they show affection and love to black women? Black women are amazing. See, they disrespect the black woman. They get all jealous and then they start saying, oh, it's for money. It's for a sugar baby. Not because they love them. Not because they satisfy them sexually. Not because they want to be in these women's lives. Not that they pursue these women and chase these women and make them into the girlfriends of wives and have commitments with them. Not because they satisfy them or give them orgasms, but only because a black one wants a bag. See, they assume that you're gold diggers, named gold diggers. Wake up because they're broke and they are so unaware women are wired. And so they get jealous because they know they can't provide what the white man or the non-black man provides a black woman when he gets with her. She will experience the best everything that she ever experienced when she does IR. But they wouldn't know about that. And you don't owe them any explanation to it either. They just use that to violate you and to exploit you. So don't give them any explanation. Just say those men love us and leave it at that. It really doesn't matter what they say in return of that because they'll never understand. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't explain something those people will never understand. They'll never understand why you don't keep the black man front and center. And there's so many reasons to not be with the black man. Okay? And they don't understand that either. Because their head is so big and hot with delusion that no matter what you say to them, they're still going to believe what they're going to believe. So just say that one little thing. Those men love us, and just keep it moving. And show them better than you can tell them. And then after that, show them better than you could tell them. And even when you do show them better than you should tell them. I'm not saying playing in your face like they do doing. Actions that you take will already show that they're realizing that these black women are going where they're loved and celebrated. Oh, they can't take it. Oh gosh, they got to make up the explanation to why these women are being desired by these men and are celebrated. This is totally what is going to show them better than you can tell them, okay? No need for going on the shows and answering all of the questions and trying to explain something that's really unexplainable to them. You know, they always talk about the reasons why it's good for them to date out, but they can't understand why black women are dating out as to why anyone is attracted to you, okay, including the black man. If one was, and even if one was to date a black man, they still have a problem with it. Still be called a bad woman. One of the many names that they make up for you, while they don't have their any name but them except for hypocrite, because they don't want any man involved with you. But that's too damn bad. You're a woman and you're gonna attract men. Even when all these black women out here dating IR, they're still going to make up a delusion. Those black guys are still going to make up a delusion in their head. Why do you reveal so much to them? Why do you feel like you can trust them when you're talking about this kind of stuff? What they're going to do is take everything you said and use it as a weapon against you and make you look silly in some type of way to discard and discredit you and discredit your relationships that you're having. Just like they do with black women. If black women were dating black men, then they would just say, oh, well, they're attracted to them because those are thugs and they're trying to use you. They'll claim that the black women are dating them because they're sex driven and hungry for D. And that's why they're with the thugs, see? They're always trying to make your stuff bad and evil. And I'd assume they even go further with their abuse and their untrue findings. And they claim that those black women that dated quote unquote thugs liked it because they liked abuse. But it was actually because those thugs were fun. Way more confidence than the lame. And the lame wasn't like exactly an educated lame because he's not going after the women who are educated lames. They're not going after the nerds that are just like him. No, they wanted the women that didn't want them and wanted the fun guys. I think those women had any idea that the thugs were going to end up going upside their head or cheating on them or making outside babies. So since the lame is bland and boring, and only do things because they want something out those women. So they get all mad because the women went off with the fun guy when he was boring and lame and couldn't hold a conversation. They better have money, and the downside is they had fit bodies, and they had no hesitation in setting out the intention of what they wanted with the woman. The only downsides were could have been faking the funk about being a thug and tried to be a gangster just to get some girls, and they may have been crime bosses of the underworld. And black women were very susceptible to the abuse. Yet nobody was warning them. If at least it's good to be with a black man, and you should ride it out till the wheels fall off and be the rowdy dodger. Biggest mistake that those women made was having babies by men that aren't serious but are down for a good time, right? They want to act like you're evil. They want to act like you're this lifeless, disgusting, heartless, cold ass bitch. That's what they want to believe. They try to tell the whole world, oh, you got attitude. Oh, you won't smile. You go after men for money. Because they want to turn you to the cold-hearted bee. And I don't know why so many of you sit up here and talk about, oh, yeah, oh, they have to give me money or else all the time. I mean, yeah, that might be what you do, but too many people are saying these things, and then it makes them go, oh, well, they must be dating these men for money. It's not because they're satisfied in the bed. It's not because these men do anything. Only a black man can do this. And they really believe that. It's not only a major assumption. That's a complete lie. Really believe that untrue crap in their heads. You can't make this shit up, but they do. So the lame feels rejected, and he takes it out on the black women by steadily silence and going along with the bashing because they want to have revenge for you, walking past them with all their education and boringness for the so quote unquote thug who gave them a good time. I really think that because black women have been in service to black men for too damn long, and they need to let them go because they make all these assumptions. It's a complete lie. Black women are filled with love. They're filled with beauty. They're beautiful. They're loving. And they're deserving of love as well. When these dudes discount you and your experiences, what you do, you don't owe them an explanation. You just say one thing. Oh, those men love us. And then move on. You don't have to continue the conversation with them anymore. I don't care how much they gaslight you. Don't say anything. Don't even continue because any more conversation with them and you continue this conversation, it's just used to exploit you. It's used to use it as tools against you. They're going to find some type of way to, to make it an explanation for themselves to understand in their brain why black women were desired and date, get in relationships, and marry men from other races, non-black men and white men. And the truth is that black women need to love themselves more. They need to love themselves more than this whole entire world. They need to love themselves much more than anything that's outside of themselves. We have IR, okay? They think it's completely okay for them. Oh, love is love. But when it comes to you, they can't understand. So they have to make up in their mind that, oh, you're a money-hungry, grummy bitch. And that's why you're going for these white men because they got money. When you love yourself, therefore you'll make better choices for yourself out of love. Then you'll be more likely to avoid people like those liars and assumption makers on YouTube who make up stuff because they can't understand, believe, or are jealous that black women are in IR. And you could just be free to love. Say, oh, this is that. But in the BP, you can't avoid the snake running across some snakes because most of them want to be that way. When you find the love in you, you don't need to get validation from any outside forces, including any man or any black man. When those women raised their hands, he was very surprised that there were any black women who had been going out with Caucasian men, as he calls it, Caucasian men. It surprised him that any other man other than the black race could be with somebody. But
so
even when they
financially,
get
not just financially, you loving somebody that actually is loving you and showing you.
So you're saying that white men show more affection?
Yeah, of course.
See how he interrupted her when she started explaining what it was about them that they like? What it is about them that they do for them that they do end up dating them. They don't want to hear it. Because those men are trying to be better mates, and they love degeneracy. They love being bad boys because they think that's appealing and cool when they really is wasting their time. That's why I say don't go on these shows as your best dress and try to explain to them because they're going to assume anything, no matter what you say. They're not listening to you. And black women have been denied that love and so for so long. in many ways. Men ain't showing that, so maybe another racist man is showing that. Giving these women what they crave most. All these black men and these mammies in their mind, they'll make up explanations assuming that it's about whole shit and material handouts. Find that out because they have a one-track mind and all they think about is sex. They have with these people and the fact that they're jealous that they can't be the white man even though they did to others. They have a sense of feeling like they're desired over you. And that's why they can't see, or they don't want to see, other races of men. They didn't go out with you and take you seriously. The one type of relationship that they don't have control over anything. They don't get to profit off of anything having to do with that wrong between black women and non-black men. You see how they're always extracting somebody, always trying to pimp and all this kind of stuff, but they can't do that with these relationships. That's why they're so dumbfounded. They can't profit. And another thing about it is they try to doctor those relationships. They try to inject themselves in the middle of it, as if they think that these men really aren't satisfied in these women for any type of reason, so that the black man can step in and be the one that satisfies. You see, but our relationships have nothing to do with them. And the black woman that's in the relationship with a non-black man has no attraction to the black man. Either that or they are spoilers who will have some type of attraction, but their first choice is a non-black man. And since the black woman that's involved with the non-black man is only attracted to the non-black man and or the man that she's with, she's not going to find that black man automatically attractive. He will come up and walk at her and try to look all up in her face and try to gain eye contact while she's with her man. These tactics don't work on these types of women because they're not involved with black men. They're not thinking about black men, and they really don't have an attraction to these black men. They lost all attraction for them if they even had any. And so this type of relationship, the black man can't come in and try to say, "Oh, I'm cheating with this black woman on this white man." They can't say that unless that black woman has already been afraid to date out and really trying to get her feet wet, trying to experiment, and don't really are now really into those non-black men. And so those type of women ruin the game for everybody else who truly are attracted to those white and non-black men. And she needs some self-esteem for herself. She needs to go build herself. She needs to be by herself until she could learn more about herself, so she could go out and go back on the scene, because she can't just date these men, ruining them and wasting their time, so as to make it bad for other black women to find love because they're too stupid to see that what they want in life. Way that they can put their hands all up in your IR because they are trying to police your pussy, and they are trying to police your attractions for other races of men. Are the best clips, because when black women date IR, they're not trying to do it to make people jealous. They're not doing it to try to hurt anybody. They do it because they found love and because they realize that the grass is sometimes greener. Whereas with them, their grass isn't green because their lawn isn't cut. So they assume that it's going to be the same way for you. So black men who are the gold diggers, they're going to label those women as gold diggers, mainly because those women that raised them are the only thing that they know. And so they project it onto other black women and assume that you're swimming for gold when they have no gold. But the non-black man is just regular diggler guys with jobs that have pensions and save it just like everybody else. Okay? They see you successful on IR, so they'll move the goalposts and they'll say, he has married you or else he doesn't love you. Or they'll say things like, oh, he has to be a millionaire. I thought y'all dated millionaires. And they'll keep moving the goalposts so that they can discredit the success that you have in these IR relationships, because the black men don't, because they're not successful in them. They need to come down off their delusion, stop attacking the black woman in every type of way, but they're not going to. They're going to keep on trying to exploit the black woman and her attractions and her badge and police her badge and everything, because they don't understand, because they're not women. Even though they try to, live as women, there's never going to be an understanding of why and how the attraction works between men and women. With the picture, men will project. They project what they go through onto black women, so that they and these goalpost movings onto other black women, so that they find a way to accept in their mind the black woman they date now. They have to tell themselves, they have to be delusional and tell themselves in their mind, to keep up the illusion of them being desirable, that you're not desirable and people only date you because you have a fetish, they have a fetish, or you're a gold digger. Those black men that BC They only see the broken black women that raised them, so they want to believe that all black women are that way. Because they're low, they lower those women's value and they see no value in them. So that's why they're gonna keep running through women. And they're gonna keep being selfish. And they're gonna keep trying to use women. See, they're gonna keep trying to use women up. And they want to project that onto the black women. Because there is a segment of black women who gave birth to them. These aren't the women that gave birth to them, but they assume that every black woman gave birth. They assume that every black woman have a lot of kids. They assume every black woman has low self-esteem. So they're going to project everything that they are onto those women. They're the ones with the low self-esteem. They're the ones that have short relationships that don't last. They're the ones that they travel to other states and they still act the same way. And so they still get the same women. And since they really aren't, capable of love, I'll just get along. Go with your celebrated black women. Stop explaining to them. Stop saying, oh, black men need some structure. They need more structure and everything. Why does it concern you that they have no structure? Yes, them having no structure is affecting you. But guess what? If you're young, then why are you still tripping off of them having structure? And stop trying to make them understand, because the only person that you can prove anything to is yourself. This is the real person that you should be competing with, is yourself. See, you should be competing with yourself to make yourself a better you. The you that you're creating in the future is competing with your old self, your old thoughts. What those dudes do, they don't self-reflect. They don't have no self-reflection. So they're not going to correct themselves. And all they're going to do is make assumptions from their own experiences and project them onto you, meaning that everything that they have to put up with and everything that they accept in a relationship and the book that comes with their relationship, they're going to assume that you go through that same thing too when you don't. That's why they put all this fake information out there. Never check the stats, but only by emotion do they want to push these assumptions that become lies when they apply to black women. Okay? Because we don't fare the same when it comes to our relationships. We're better in those relationships. Even if it was a black woman with, those dudes will still lose it because they're always going to have something to say. That's the whole point. They're always going to have something to say about you and your relationships and how you wear your hair and how you do this and how you do that and how you do that. They're going to pick at everything. Yet they can't stand to be criticized for 1 minute. They call that bashing. Ciao.